What you are about to experience is out of this world. Politics, history, and of course, a lot of entertainment. It's time to rock it with the Docket.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Kyle Dockery with the Dockery Docket. We are here with another fantastic episode of the Dockery Docket. I'm excited to be here, and I hope that you are excited to be here as well. And if you are excited to be here as well, make sure to go down below, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, so then you never miss one of my videos. Okay, so this week was a little crazy, and I'm just gonna rip the band-aid off and be honest with you. I am absolutely sick and tired of all this wokey-dopey bullcrap that is happening right now on these different college campuses. As right now, many prominent universities are having protests in support of Hamas and Palestine, as there are students that are creating encampments on public universities' property and shouting pro-Hamas and pro-Palestine slogans. Now, once again, I want to take the stance that I took during the Summer of Love, the BLM riots. I believe that there are people in these different protests that are protesting the right way. They are peaceful and they just want their voices to be heard. Some of them, I believe, don't hate Jewish people and they just want the war to stop, which I will say I agree with. I would love for this conflict to end and then Israel and Palestine can go back to peace or at least some sort of compromise. And that way the United States doesn't have to pay Israel trillions of dollars to help defend itself. However, we can't look over the fact that there are people in these different protests that are spreading anti-Semitic tropes, and to me, it is disgusting and wrong. I will say that it is extremely ironic that anti-Semitic sentiment is coming from leftists on campus, as these different leftists are the same ones that said in the past that hate speech does incite violence, and if prominent people come onto campus that had different opinions than them, then they were dangerous to the students. People like Ben Shapiro and Charlie Kirk and others were not allowed to speak on different college campuses because they would make the students feel quote-unquote uncomfortable. And then these woke leftists would claim that they were anti-Semitic and racist and all those other stupid buzzwords they give. Now, here's a question for you. Do you think that these protests are making Jewish students feel safe? Do the Jewish students on campus have a safe space where Arabs and Christians aren't allowed to go to because if they do, then it would be triggering to them? Or do they just have to put up with people calling them Zionists and baby killers all day? These protesters are even blocking people who they assume are Jewish from even going into the encampments. As there was this incredibly wild video from a Yale University student showing a group of people doing some wokey-dopey bullcrap of one person saying something and then the group saying it. Just take a look at this video. It's ridiculous.
Excuse me, do you see what you guys are doing to us?
We are going
Do you
to
see how hostile
slowly
this is? And you're asking me not to record?
walk and take a step forward.
Yeah, I absolutely feel threatened right now.
So that we can start to push them out of the camp. One step forward. Another step forward. We ask that you please respect our privacy and our community guidelines, which you have so far disrespected, and leave our camp. One step forward.
Along with that, the Jewish students on campus weren't even able to celebrate Passover in peace, as at Columbia University, the New York Police Department had to be at the Craft Center during the Passover celebration, and the University Public Safety had to provide walking escorts to and from the Craft Center. And I mean, what do these Jewish students have to worry about? I'm being told that these different encampments are just like the Chaz Chop encampments that took place back in 2020. They are mostly peaceful and full of love and unity and awesomeness, except for the fact that some people in these protests are evil. As the leader of the Columbia protest, named Kai Yamani James, claimed that Zionists don't deserve to live. As he said in the video, the existence of them and the projects they have built, i.e. Israel, it's all anti-ethical to peace. So yes, I feel very comfortable calling for these people to die. Along with that, he said, be glad, be grateful that I'm not just going out and murdering Zionists. Now, the question is, what on earth is a Zionist? Well, once again, it is an umbrella term that the left uses to make people feel bad about themselves. If you believe that Israel is a real place, then you are a Zionist. If you believe that Jews shouldn't be attacked or killed, then you are a Zionist. If you are Jewish, then more than likely, you are considered a Zionist. It's just like the left saying that you have privilege just because you are white or a male. They just assume who you are and label you because of that. It is wrong, stupid, and this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to anti-Semitism on college campuses. As there was one protester from Columbia University that said this to the Jewish students around him. Take a look at this.
Go back to Berlin! Go back to Berlin! There's 400 guys in riot. Get the hell out of here! Get the hell out of here! Go back to Berlin! Get out of here! Get out of here! Keep walking! Keep walking! Keep walking! Keep walking! Keep walking! Keep walking! Get the hell out of here! Let's go to the online.
Did you hear that? That's right, the protester was telling Jewish students to go back to Poland and also back to Belarus, along with telling them to get the heck out of here. This right here is like telling an African American to go back to Africa, and it is sad that we have to live with this degeneracy. Because I believe if I or anyone else told an African American or someone of Asian descent to go back to their home country, it would be a bad thing. It wouldn't be a nice thing to say to them, and it would be hateful to them. Along with that, at George Washington University, there was a protester that was holding a sign that said, "Final Solution," referring to Hitler's final solution for the Jewish problem back during World War II. Now, I find all of these Nazi slogans and phrases coming from the left when I was told that it was radical right-wingers that were spreading Hitler's message. As back in 2017, there was a popular meme going around with the left claiming that it was okay and right to punch a Nazi. Now, once again, just like a Zionist, a Nazi to the left could have been anyone. A person that likes Trump, a person that doesn't want immigration to rise. It was a buzzword for people that didn't agree with the mob. And isn't it ironic that the same people that would punch a Nazi back in 2017 are now supporting Nazi sentiments? The left has now become what they swore to destroy. They have become the fascist party in America, and sadly, they have been for a long time, as they don't believe in free speech at all, and all they want is for their opinions to be heard and everyone else to be thrown in jail. As now these different leftist camps are getting a taste of their own medicine. As I talked about in the past, people that were quote-unquote anti-Semitic, like Ben Shapiro and Charlie Kirk, and others, were kicked off due to quote-unquote hate speech. Well, now these students are getting kicked out by police officers due to the students' hateful rhetoric. There are so many videos of this happening, and it is funny because the left will scream about, what about our free speech? Why don't we get to have free speech? Well, it's because this is exactly what you wanted. You have accused too many people for so long of hate speech that now you get to experience what it looks like. I believe that free speech should be given to those who actually believe in it. It is the famous phrase, "I may not agree with you, but I will fight for your right to say it." The left has completely ignored this phrase on college campuses, and they have said if you don't agree with this mob, then you should be shamed and kicked off of campus. Now, if they had a different mindset and said, for example, wow, I really hate this conservative speaker that is coming onto campus, but I think we should allow him to speak, then they would deserve free speech. But instead, they decide to burn down their colleges just because someone has a different opinion as them. It's the golden rule. Do unto others what you want to be done to you. If you want freedom of speech, you have to let others have it too. as freedom of speech means freedom of speech for all things. That's right, even hate speech or things that hurt your feelings. The left demanded for years for the government to help them stop hate speech, and well, here it is. The government is right there for you, and I hope you enjoy. And with that, I just want to thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Dockery Docket. And until next time, like my mom always says, be good, be kind, be loving, goodbye.
It began the first time some of you who know better and are old enough to know better let young people think that they had the right to choose the laws they would obey as long as they were doing it in the name of social protest.